everyone, this is Teacher Ryane, and today we're going to talk more about conversational English. Okay, so in this lesson, we'll talk a little bit about grammar. I'm going to teach you through this conversation example, okay, and then I'm going to read it for you in like a normal American speed, normal American accent, okay? So first a little grammar, then I'll teach you line by line, and then we'll practice saying it. Okay, so here we go. Now first thing, this is conversational English, okay? This is not perfect English. This is casual English, okay? So if you're giving a speech at the United Nations, you're not going to use this relaxed English, okay? You would use more formal English. And this idea is called register, okay? More formal language or less formal language. And this is everyday conversational English. Okay, then we're going to look at a little bit of grammar. You might notice in our conversation, and if you look in the comments on this video, this is all typed for you, okay? So you can look down in the comment, the description part. Okay, so first we can see that we have some questions in this conversation. And I always teach my students in my class that questions are usually the verb comes first. Oh no, that marker doesn't work. Okay, so the verb comes first and then the subject, okay, in the question. Also we have here, we have verb, subject, verb, verb, subject, verb. But here we have a question word, then our verb, then our subject. Then another verb. Okay, so when we want to do that question grammar, that structure, remember that the verb usually comes first. There's a lot of different types of questions, but usually verb is first. Okay, so we have a little verb, subject, verb. Now today in our pronunciation, we're going to kind of look at this you to ya. And why do I teach this? Because when people learn English in other countries, maybe they don't learn the American English, the American kind of slang sound. So when they travel here, and sometimes they have really good English, but their ear is not used to hearing that American accent, that American way of speaking English. And so they have a hard time kind of understanding everyone, just normal casual conversations. It doesn't mean your English is bad. It just means you didn't learn this kind of American slang. And remember, United States is a really big country. So maybe you study in California, you go to Texas, you're like, what? What did you say? Okay, because they have different accents. Maybe you go over to New York, you're like, huh? What? I can't understand you. Okay, so we have different accents, and this is just to kind of help you understand American English. Now, I am from Texas, and I live in California, okay? So I'm not teaching you a New York accent, okay? But there are plenty of videos online. You can go study your particular, whatever accent is your favorite. Okay, so we're gonna look at the yous. So first we have, how do you use this snack machine? How do you use this snack machine? Okay, now this how do you, is a very commonly used question. How do you do this? How do you do that? How do you, la 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 la, on and on. Okay, so how do you turns into, how do you use this snack machine? How do you, right? It's not how do you, it's how do you. And this is where the confusion comes. Some students coming from another country expect to hear, how do you use this snack machine. But in English, we're going to reduce. We're going to take these words and we're going to push them together. How do you? How do you? Okay? And depending on your accent, you might say, how do you? How do you? How do you? Right? So there's a little bit of difference. But just know, why do we do this? Because the you is not the most important word in the sentence. Also, the do, not the most important word. Use is our main verb, okay? And then snack machine is really important. But these kind of question words typically get pushed together because grammatically, or sorry, not grammatically, information-wise, they don't have the most information, okay? So how do you use this snack machine? First, you decide what you want. Okay, now you may have heard a very weird combination here. And I have other videos on this. I have other videos that I will put in my description, okay? Because what you want, I don't really say this T. I mean, me personally. First, you decide what you want. What you want. You decide what you want. Okay? This T to the Y kind of turns into a ch. Okay? Like with a CH. Okay? First, you decide what you want. What you want. Like I might ask any of my friends, hey, what you want to do this weekend? What you want to do? What you want to do? Meaning, what do you want to do? Turns into what you want to do. Okay? So first, I could say you, that's fine. Or I could say first, you decide what you want. Okay? I could say yeah or you. I could say yeah or you. Why? Because this is not stressed. This is not the most important. Now, if there's some confusion, then in English, I will say each word separately, right? I will clarify, slow down, say each word, okay? But if I'm just speaking like casually, I'm relaxed, okay, first you decide what you want. First you decide what you want. Okay, I want chips. I want chips, all right? We're having a connection there. I want chips, okay? Then you put in the change. Now this you sounds a lot like a yeah. Then you put in the change. Okay, what's the change? The change is the coins. You're going to put them into the snack machine. Then you put in the change. Okay, now here we have our verb, subject, verb. Do you need exact change? Okay, but this is really going to reduce, guys. This is really going to come together. Do you need exact change? Do ya? Do ya? Do you need exact change? And this is really going to be a yeah. Do you need exact change? No, you don't. Also, this one, really, really reduce. No, you don't. You don't. Okay, and you can hear that you to ya. No, you don't. Then you type in the code. Sorry, then you type the code in. Okay. D4. And you hope it doesn't get stuck. Okay, so this is going to turn into a yeah, and then you hope it doesn't get stuck. Okay, so my students ask me all the time, teacher, do I have to speak like this? And I say no. No, you don't. You absolutely don't. You have permission to say, do you need exact change? You can speak like that because everyone will understand you. But this is why it's important, because you need to be able to listen and hear the reduction in English, hear the English relaxed conversation, and you need to be able to understand that because this is very common, very, very common. Do you need? Do you need? Or what you want? Very common in American English. So you don't have to say what you want, but you have to understand and hear whatcha and know that whatcha is what you, right? So it's a listening skill first. And then if your goal is really to sound American, really to sound and have an American accent, then yeah, practice, right? Have fun with it. Don't worry about, if you sound a little crazy. It just, have fun, okay? But first of all, for every English student, this is a listening activity. And then second, it's a pronunciation, right? It's a let's practice with this. Okay, so now, last part, I'm going to read this. I'm going to read this through just like I'm a normal American. So you can hear it without the teaching, just the conversation. Okay, here we go. Okay, how do you use this snack machine? First, you decide what you want. Okay, I want chips. Then you put in the change. Do you need exact change? No, you don't. Then you type the code in, D4, and you hope it doesn't get stuck. Okay, let me read it one more time for you. How do you use the snack machine? First, you decide what you want. Okay, I want chips. Then you put in the change. Do you need exact change? No, you don't. Then you type in the code. Then you type the code in, D4, and you hope it doesn't get stuck. Okay, so you could kind of hear sometimes I'm saying you and sometimes I'm saying yeah. But the shorter sentences or the yous in the middle of the questions, like how do you need, those are really yeah. Okay. This one is a little more like a you. Why? Because it's the subject of the sentence. First, you decide what you want. This one is more there for grammar, okay? So the words, when they more stand alone, then maybe it sounds more like you. There's a range, okay? There's a range from yeah to you. And it's really, when is that word more important, okay? Here, not very important. Why? Because this is a common question grammar. How do you, right? You say, hey, how do you do? It means, how are you, right? So the more common the structure, the more frequent the structure, it's going to sound like yeah, okay? But when it's just put in a sentence, it's okay for it to sound a little more like you, okay? This one is not too difficult to hear. This is kind of a beginner conversation for reductions, but in future videos, I'll have more for everyone. So everyone, type your questions if you have any questions at the bottom, and give me a like and a subscribe, and I will see you later. Keep studying. Bye, everyone.